How many of us grow rapturous in the presence of an American bus? The number, I'd guess, is relatively small. Hulking metal loaves of the urban landscape, buses do not, when rattling past, draw voices down to a reverential hush. This collective disdain, born of class warfare and the American obsession with cars, does buses a disservice. Their democratic institutions, sightseeing stalwarts, and the delivery system for poetry, both found and made. To ride one among neighbors, the stamp of your municipality affixed to its hide, is to bind the communal and the commuter. Of course, buses break down. Of course, they're late. But it's the gap between their purpose and their product, their design and their delivery, that tells the story, in miniature, of the U.S. efforts to fulfill its obligations to us all. What do I love about buses? I love knowing, by the sound of a speed bump or the scrape of a pendulous branch, how near I am to home. This reminds me of verse, which, formal or free, thrives on patterns. And it reminds me of the poetry of my fellow passengers. Nope, you're good. A woman reassures a man, we could eat off your face. Was his beard mangy? Later, a few seats over, a daughter shares a cookie with her dad. Daddy, don't eat the crumbs. He stops. Such found poetry flourishes just below a published kind, those colorful signs, linked up like train carriages, that line a bus interior. They usually advertise bail bondsmen or prohibit loud music. Their language is boilerplate. At least it was until, 30 years ago this year, the Poetry Society of America in New York City collaborated on a series of poems that went, in a spatial sense only, right over our heads. They called it Poetry in Motion, and it recast the poem, that most highbrow of literary artifacts, as a public good. What was the first poem in motion?